Hi all, and glad to be with you here again today. I remembered my coffee and it matches my sweater. Bonus. And I also remembered to turn the audio recorder on. It's amazing how much better it works when you do that. I created quite a tangle for myself last week, and I could have just re-recorded, but I was so sick. I really probably shouldn't have come into work, to be honest. I don't think I was contagious, but I just really felt poorly. But I was under some stress thinking about the semester starting this past Monday, and I'm teaching again, and I had lots of preparation to do. And so I wanted to come in and work on that. But when I went back, when I was doing all this finagling to try to do the audio, which I know sounded terrible last week, and not just because my voice sounded so awful, which it did, but I know the audio quality was poor because I had to sort of recapture it. And I didn't have the energy to re-record, and I sounded awful. And the audio sounded awful. It was, I know it was much grainier and all that because of, anyway, that's behind us now. I learned a very important lesson about remembering things because I don't want to have to repeat that. I forgot to zoom in. Let me do that right now on the video. That's better. Okay, so this week I thought that we would talk about fun and fitness because I'm starting a new endeavor with that, and thought that I would share that with you and see how, if you had a similar type of a New Year's resolution, how that was going. So this week slash end of last week, I had two things in this realm: fitness, getting into shape. I went back to dance, and I had been off really because the holidays fell on Fridays this year. We were usually off right around Christmas anyway for classes, but both holidays fell on a Friday, so we were off for 2 weeks just for that because my class and rehearsal usually only on Fridays. And the week after that, Mike's grandmother passed away, and so we were visiting with family and attending her funeral. And then the week after that, we went away for our anniversary. So last Friday was my first week back to class in a week, and I felt rusty for sure. So I'm definitely getting back into it. We're starting a new sword choreography, and because we're in a group, we haven't gotten to the balancing part yet because that's dicier when you're in a group close together. So we're doing lots of arm, sword, dramatic things, and it's the swords are heavy. So this is definitely an upper body workout that we're getting, and so we started that. It's going to be very fun. Excited about it, but it was lots of bicep action going on there. So I'm hoping to feel back into that this week, the week after, in terms of feeling back up to speed, I suppose, with dance. So I've been doing that, and I finally bit the bullet and did something last Friday before my dance class during work that I have been wanting to do for the entire 10 years that I have worked here at this university. And accountability, that's such a good thing, isn't it? So you can join me in this, in our conversations, if you will, in terms of, I mentioned it to you last week in tea time, and therefore that was my impetus for actually going forward and doing what I'm about to describe to you, which is that I went to the recreation athletics facility here, and I inquired about getting a fitness pass, and they're very inexpensive for faculty and staff. And then once you purchase one, you get a card, and with that card, you have access to all of the what they call group fitness classes. So that's not the classes out of athletics that they teach for academic credit that the students take, but these are just additional classes that anybody can take who has one of these passes. So students can take them if they want, but faculty and staff and just anybody who's not affiliated with the university can pay slightly more and get a pass and take the classes too. But you can take as many of them as you want, any of them that you want, for the entire semester. And they offer Zumba, Pilates, yoga, kickboxing, other types of high impact cardio. And so I got this pass. And the class that I really wanted to try was Zumba. And I've never taken a Zumba class before. And it's dance-based fitness, so I figured I would like it. I've never ever studied Latin dance, so I had no idea. I don't have any foundation in that, but I just figured it would be really fun. And so I went on Monday for my first class, and happily, one of my friends that I also work with here, whose name is Stacy, she went with me. She got a pass and accompanied me. I'm glad she did because that helped. I'm just a person that I'm so easily discouraged by not knowing what to do. So even just getting the pass, I go down to the building and I'm just looking around, and it was so tempting just to turn around. It's like, you know what, it's okay, I can just keep up with my daily walks, and I have my dance class every week, and there's a belly dance fitness class that they teach at the studio that I usually can't go to, but occasionally if Mike's not teaching on a given Monday evening, then I can go. I went over the winter break, and I can do that sometimes whenever, and so it's fine. But I really have to push myself to take that extra step to ask somebody a question. Where do I go to get this pass? What do I do? But I had talked about it on here, and that's really why I kept going with it, because I knew I would have to give you an update. And I'm so glad, it worked out really well. So I got that pass, and Stacy was with me on Monday, which really helped too with my not knowing what the heck I was doing. And so she got her pass. I had scoped out where the class was going to be held. So we went down, we found the locker room, and I don't usually go to the gym. So I didn't have a combination lock. I hadn't brought my water bottle. I was just underprepared because I just wasn't thinking ahead. So I learned about some things I need to change for next week. But I had Stacy, so I shared a locker with her, and we got all our stuff all ready, and we went down to the dance studio where the Zumba class was going to be held, and there was just 3 of us, and the instructor. And so Stacy had warned me ahead of time she's taken Zumba. So, they don't tell you what they're going to be doing, which is very different for me, because in a dance class, obviously, the instructor is telling you exactly what they're moving and how they're doing it so that you can emulate them. And so it was different from anything I've ever taken before. And so we go to get started, and Stacy had assured me, like, it's at first it can be hard to keep up because you don't know the movements, the routines, but don't worry, you'll be. So we started, and it's a little awkward because there were so few of us there, and I just tried not to look at myself in the mirror because I felt kind of stupid. But I just watched the instructor, and she didn't talk, just as Stacy had warned me, but she gave us these gesture clues as to which direction she was going to be, or what she was going to be doing next. And so if you've never taken Zumba before, each song, she had, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 different short combinations of steps that you would obviously do and then repeat. And she would give you those little clues with her arms and hands as to what was going to be coming next once you caught on to the few combos that she was going to be doing for that song. So I did get it. I did go the wrong way once. I almost accidentally tripped Stacy, but it was okay. We did okay. I kept up. I felt a little silly because I think it's really hard to look good doing Zumba unless you're our instructor. 20, super cute, perky, and pink highlights in her hair. And she just, it was very easy to watch her doing Zumba. I would just catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror and cringe, but it's okay because it's all about learning something new, staying active, having a good time, and for the most part, I was able to keep up. So I think that it went decently well. And I am excited about going back next week. I need to stop at Target and, pick up the lock and, a few other things that I realized that I needed for, going to a facility like that every week. You just need a couple additional supplies that I don't have. So taking care of that. But I'm very much looking forward to going back on Monday. I can also take any of the other things that they offer, but I really only want the lunchtime slot. I don't want to go in the evening or on the weekend. And so they do have a Pilates class one day. They got lots of different types of yoga. There's a class called Pyo that I hadn't heard of previous to this. That's a combination of Pilates and yoga. I've heard of that combination before, but just not titled that way. So if I can't make Zumba one week, I can take something else, which is kind of nice. So I just need to grow in my comfort level with, going there and finding my way around and keeping up with the class. But I'm glad that I tried something new, and that was my resolution, that I just wanted to do something different and challenge myself in that way. So far, so good. I got lots of steps in on my Fitbit that day. um, so I think I reached my 10,000 step goal by slightly after the Zumba class in the afternoon. So it was a good workout. I felt really good afterwards. And so, yeah, that's what is going on with me. How are you doing? If you're, walking or running or taking a new class or whatever, tell me how it's going. I'd love to hear about it. In other news, faith-related stuff, I'm thinking about new novenas, and the Feast of Our Lady of Lourdes is coming up. It's one of my favorites in February, February 11th. My birthday's right after that, so I don't know, I always remember that that's Our Lady of Lourdes, and that story just always really touched me, resonated with me. And so I think that I'm going to pray that novena this year. And if my math is correct, it should be starting February 2nd, next Tuesday. So if I remember, I will update that page in the blog where I'll say the next novena I'm going to be praying with the links, because I think praymorenovenas.com is going to be having their daily emails for that one. So you can sign up and get those. So we can pray that together. So that's really, that's what's going on with me. And the fitness and the prayer, all important, because it's kind of a tough week. Just, back to the semester, back to the grind, and teaching again. And I've been kind of struggling with it a little bit. I mean, it's going fine. I had class actually twice this week because I'm supposed to only teach on Mondays, but my colleague was out sick on Wednesday, so I covered her class for her. And it went great both times, but I'm just emotionally, I'm still struggling with adjusting to being back to this routine. So those staying active and thinking about kicking up the prayer, that's really helping to keep my spirits up. So write in and let me know how it's going with you. And I'd love to hear from you. I always do. And so you probably saw my note the other day about just a slight tweak to the schedule for the blog. Most likely going to be posting Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for the time being, not on Mondays. There's just too much going on. It's possible that occasionally I may post on Friday instead of either Wednesday or Thursday, depending on what's happening in a given week. But for the most part, it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just so you know. So write to me anytime, and I will respond, I guarantee. And yeah, so I will talk to you all next week. I hope that you have a great rest of the week and weekend, and we'll prepare for our novena and all that good stuff coming up. I will talk to you soon. Write in, and I look forward to responding. See you later. Bye.